y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. We are back in this thing, light, cook, crack in this thing on a Monday morning. It is 8:49 in the city of Atlanta. It's 5:49 in the city of Los Angeles. We are here at TNN Trap News Network. Good news you can use. Good knowledge, though. You ain't finna get nobody's college, though, big dog. We are back with Sunday Cool. Got to give y'all daily dose of this conspiracy theory, man. These good rabbit holes. If y'all enjoying these videos about the conspiracy theories, please let me know what topics y'all want to touch on in the comments, and we will begin to touch on these, man. I'm going to try to give y'all at least 2 a day. I know I give y'all a lot of flu, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny, so let me give y'all some news you can use. Some knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. I really enjoyed it. Sunday Cool, a.k.a. ninjas or butterflies. It will really make sense for a ninja to be a butterfly. That would actually make perfect sense. Don't worry about it. The chilling legend of Mount, not sure how to say that, home to heavenly giants. Let's get into this content. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Mount Vottovaara in North Russia, better known as Death Mountain.
Death Mountain?
This is probably one of the craziest connections, connecting a lot of stuff that we've talked about on the podcast.
Okay.
Fired up.
Where's Death Mountain at?
It's in North Russia, right next to Finland.
Of course it is.
And it's a very ancient, tall mountain, like one of the tallest mountains in the region. But the trees on top of this mountain, they hit a certain height and growth, and literally the tops of them grew twisted towards the ground.
Weird.
Like something is like a force field or something. But there's no animals that live on this mountain, and the lake that surrounds it is uninhabited, meaning no fish, no wildlife whatsoever.
So there's something in the air or something, right?
Well, it's been a very spiritual place for thousands and thousands of years. So the ancient tribesmen, the Sami, I believe. Yeah, Sami, the Sami tribes.
Yeah.
They have all this folklore of this mountain, and that it is multiple things to them. They say that it's actually a place where these giants used to live,
Of course.
and that it is the tallest mountain to where there's this giant flood that happened on the earth. And these evil giants, who they say came from the fallen gods, went to this mountain. Some of them went to this mountain to escape the flood. Some of them went into the earth, like in cave systems. But they believe that there's the spirits of these evil giants still roam on this mountain today. And there's just a lot. It's like,
now that could be believable. I can see that. I can see that. You feel me? I believe in spirits and, transitions into the afterlife and all that, because here's the thing. If we're here in the flesh, there has to be something in the spirit world, because that's like people in the spirit world looking at us like, yeah, right, it ain't no physical form of these niggas. You feel me? Like, really think about it. What if there's a whole spiritual world, and they tell them like, hey, nah, niggas walking around with flesh. They got hearts, nigga. They not translucent. They can't go through walls. They solid mass. You feel me? Like, they can't put their hand through the Wooty Bam, and they're like, yeah, right, bro, Wooty Bam. Like, what if we're their aliens? What if we're their legends, their conspiracies? Why not? There are 2 sides to every coin. For every up is a down. For every dark there's a not. Every dark there's a light. Every yes there's a no.
one of the most unstudied regions of Earth.
Really?
There's no road access to it, so you literally have to hike back to go visit this mountain.
Yeah.
There are 16,000 of these giant boulders, like megalithic boulders, that are bouncing on smaller rocks. But these shamans and stuff, they believe that these boulders were placed by the giants, and they act as a portal to another realm, the spiritual realm, they say. So they say that these giants are actually very hard to kill because they could go to these portals and escape into the spiritual realm.
Dude, is that what Bigfoot is? Just a hairy giant?
Dude, it makes you think. I mean,
that kind of makes you think, though, bro. Like, is it really that far-fetched? Like, is that really just the wildest thing you've ever heard? That I don't know, bro. It could be. I ain't saying yes, I ain't saying no, but I ain't saying two, but I ain't saying fro. You feel me?
I mean, because they talk about they were like these giant, grotesque, hairy beings. They said that they're evil. They would eat men. They believe that these spiritual beings they said that they are cast down to earth because they made the good gods upset, and that they were, the one quote says that they were thrown to the earth like lightning. And
good thing this is no parallels for what we've ever talked about.
Right?
It's kind of crazy.
These are ancient Finnish people.
Yeah.
And they had this long understanding of this mountain being a sacred place to where the fallen gods came and created these giants. And even today, they call it Death Mountain because nothing grows there. There's actually a well.
And then that's another thing too, like that makes you wonder, why is there no life on this mountain? Like, what the hell is going on here at Death Mountain?
On this mountain, clearly looks man-made or made by giants. It's like a perfectly square well. And no scientists have ever done study on it, so they actually don't know how deep the water goes in it.
Oh, interesting. It could literally just be
It
the
could go-
deepest thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Cave system.
Ate that.
That's super
But
scary.
even today, there's a lot of weird paranormal stuff that happens. Like a lot of people that go hiking there, they'll just disappear.
Yeah.
And a lot of people report time slippage. People report seeing strange lights.
That is barnacles, bro. Like, this is. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like they're just talking out of their A doubles? You feel like they just making this up? Like, or do you feel like there could be some sort of real life validity to everything that these dudes are saying? Because, again, like, the world is a big place. The world is a big place, and I feel like it's a lot of things that maybe not that we just can't even fathom that's going on right underneath our noses, and they just don't want us to know. And then the question I always want to know is, why don't they want us to know? And then who are they? Because they be on some other shit.
And hearing weird noises constantly on this mountaintop. And so there is some weird stuff happening on this mountain.
I wonder if that's near the D3ADLY Pass.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's pretty far north.
Don't ruin it for me.
But I mean, it could
Come
be
on.
just like on one of those like ley line things, you know, like to where like the energy is just, the veil is thinner there. You lost me.
Energetic crossover points where a ton of supernatural
It's the dog. She's bumping the table. What are you doing?
anomaly happens, some sort of energetic connection to a different dimension
Like there's,
at
they
a
say,
fixed point.
yeah, throughout the earth, they say there are certain points of the earth where it's just more vulnerable or more accessible.
I do believe that too, that you can like jump dimensions and like jump portals. There's different places on Earth where you can kind of do your whole little due diligence. Because again, it's a whole city under Disneyland, and that's a fact. There's a whole city, even including a jail under Disneyland. Why we can't have portals? Disneyland got a jail.
Oh. Yeah, so like the pyramid, there was rumors of like above like the pyramids, there was like this big electromagnetic field or something.
They refer
crazy.
to the giants as the Stallo, Stallo. It says the Stallo were monstrous dark beings who terrorized humans. Some legends say they were fallen spirits or deformed celestial beings.
Dude.
They are often deceptive tricksters luring humans into deals or battles. Some myths describe them as eating human souls or kidnapping children.
See, I wouldn't care about any of this if this wasn't like worldwide. Like every
Yeah,
culture
dude.
has a story.
Of evil giants and
Coming
these
from heaven.
celestial beings.
So something must have happened to where if every culture has this story about giants and Wooty Bam and all that kind of stuff, yeah, like it got to be something, bro. It got to be something.
Beings creating them or in some manner connected to them.
And you have all these places that supernatural or really unexplainable things seem to happen.
Yeah, but
So
you know what's funny?
weird.
You saw the picture with the boulder and stuff,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
rocks. There's 16,000 of those, just
That's
like that, on
crazy.
this mountain. And scientists say, like, oh, that's because there's an iceberg there once, or a glacier, I mean. And when it melted, it just so happened, it's a crazy coincidence, strange phenomenon,
Yeah.
but they just so happen to be bouncing on these rocks.
Perfectly, Cat.
It's people who don't
Dude.
believe in God believe in the craziest coincidences.
Yeah,
Like-
ice melted, and there's 16,000 boulders that are perfectly balanced on these small rocks.
Yeah.
Like very blatantly balanced.
Yeah.
One is a coincidence, two is not.
16,000. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
But it's crazy
That's
though,
a
the
mistake.
concept of these ancient people believe that it was literally like, I don't think they had a word for portal, but that these beings could come in and out of this dimension on this mountaintop.
Yeah.
And the fact that these giants escaped the flood on this mountaintop and they went into,
And it's crazy how all these civilizations and all these different religious historic books have all these same stories, just different names for the exact same things: floods, giants, portals, the firmament because it was flat. We on a dome. Don't worry about it. That's a different story for a different day. But this shit is crazy, bro.
the hollow earth and into cave systems.
Oh yeah, for sure, Hollow Earth. It's a whole world under Disneyland. Why can't there be people underneath this? And I believe that Los Angeles, New York City, all that kind of stuff is buried on top of pre-existing cities.
It's like that story is the theme of every culture on Earth.
Yeah.
Like the Mayans, or not the Mayans, the Aztecs, they talk about how these giants to escape the flood, they're the ones that first built those giant pyramids in Mexico,
Yeah.
in South America. And it's like, bro, is this the most common theme? And it's like, that's not a coincidence.
No, I mean, it can't be. Like, legitimate, like, if you just look at it, like, just in court,
Yeah.
if you were to say
Yeah.
all this stuff and you just laid out the facts, like, you'd be like, yeah, obviously there was something behind this.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen.
The giant and star people stories are as common or maybe even more common than the universal flood stories. So it's like, man, if you're going to, we say that all the time, but if you're going to hold to that, you got to believe the other.
Yeah, they also believe that some of these giants were turned into stones as punishment after the flood. When they escaped, they were turned into stone, exactly like Frozen 2, because
Yeah.
these people are also reindeer herdspeople, like tribes.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, they totally based the story off of Mount Vottovaara in Frozen 2.
Death Mountain.
Damn.
Dude.
That's weird.
Damn, nigga, Frozen trying to keep us updated with what's going on.
This could mean so much more than we ever realized.
Ninjas are butterflies.
Big shout out to Sunday Cool. Big shout out to Ninjas Are Butterflies, one of my favorite podcasts, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe for more of this good content we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. If you enjoying these conspiracy theories, rabbit hole type content, let me know what you want to see about in the comments. Let me know what you want to hear about in the comments. They take some more deep dives. We up out of though. Red dots to the left, you know the rest. Be better today than what you were yesterday. Be even better tomorrow. But today, be at your best. Free Avenue Angel, so he's free.